What's going on, you guys? We're back for a second video. Today we're going to be covering AEW Dynamite. Um, it was a pretty okay show. It has its up and downs, and I'm going to give my personal reviews of it tonight. Um, so let's start with match number one. Colt Cabana versus Lance Archer. Firstly, Lance Archer is, he's very impressive. I think he's one of the best heels we see today. He has great size, great agility. Um, he's very good in the ring, man. He's bringing back that big bully type of wrestling that I like. You know, for big guys. AEW has kind of lacked in big guys for a while. They've had a few, but I think bringing him in was a smart business move. I know they just brought in Brody Lee. He's got a good size on him too. So I think Lance Archer is a very incredible person. As far as Colt Cabana, you know, I didn't really believe he could perform like he did, so I gotta say I was wrong. He put on a great match, and it was one of those matches that you don't really see often today, where you have a big guy and he takes on a smaller opponent, and the smaller opponent can just bring it like Colt Cabana did. So I like that match. I like how it brought the intensity. I hope we see more like it. You know, it's for the TNT Championship tournament. I want to see who's going to go down to see who's in the finals and see who's going to come down to it, who's going to be champion. So that was a pretty interesting match to me. Next up, we have, sorry about that, guys. I had a disruption on my phone. Next up, Suge D versus Sammy Guevara. Now, personally, I didn't really like this match for a couple of reasons. And I really actually like Sammy Guevara as a wrestler. But the reason I didn't like this match is because I feel like AEW is competition for WWE for a reason. I feel like AEW is competition where it does let you express freedom in your craft. It brings something different to the table, but it's also meant to be considered bringing back real wrestling. And like I said, Sammy Guevara is a great wrestler, but I felt like this match was too much involved in comedy. They made the guy Suge D look very weak. You know, it was just a lot of playing in the video, in the match, excuse me. And I didn't really like that, you know. If you want to, I get you on to Jericho's entertainer, but if you want to be the future of this business, if you want to shine, if you want to show that you're really, you know, taken seriously as a wrestler, you can't just play around in your matches like that. He made light work of the guy. The guy got in a little offense, but mainly it was just Sammy Guevara just playing around the whole match. I didn't really understand that. So that was kind of my thoughts on that match. Next up, Chuck Taylor versus Kip Sabian. Now, I kind of skimmed through that match a little bit. I feel like just because, you know, the importance of it, it wasn't really that important to me. I don't know if this was one of the tournament matches, but, you know, one of the things that I don't really like today, and some people might view it as sexist, but it's just me telling the truth. I don't like how they make the men look so weak to the women. You know, what's his name? Kip Sabian. He had his friend, the lady friend with him, and she's doing all type of hurricanranas and punching Chuck Taylor. And it's kind of just making them look weak in the match, you know what I mean? And that goes into a whole conversation, even with TNA having a woman as champion. It's just, a lot of it just doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry if you feel like it's sexist, but it's just me telling the truth. It doesn't make sense to me. Justin Law versus Shawn Spears, another match where they kind of played around a bit. But, you know, Shawn Spears has really showed growth since leaving WWE, and I like how they're using him and utilizing him. So hopefully he does big things in AEW. Next up is, I think, our main event. Or before I get into the main event, I remember they did a segment with the Inner Circle on the iPhones or whatever. It wasn't really too funny to me. I didn't really understand it too much. And I love Jericho a lot. I just didn't really get it. But on to our main event of the night. Jon Moxley versus Jack Swagger. Now that match to me defines pro wrestling. I love seeing matches like that because in my heart it brings back like an old school feeling. Like it's like it's not too many hurricanranas, not too many flips, not too many, you know what I mean? Like most wrestling is today, it brings back like a hardcore, I'm gonna really kick your ass type of match. You know, only thing I didn't like is they didn't have enough spots. I feel like they could have went over and beyond. I know they went in the stands and did their thing, but I feel like they could have had more spots in the match to make it more entertaining. I feel like maybe an interference from the inner circle and Moxley some way overcoming the odds could have been great too. But overall, I feel like the match was pretty good. I love what Moxley is doing. I love him as champion. Hager, excuse me. Hager is one of their big guys, and I love how they're utilizing him. Um, so yeah, great match overall. As far as the championship goes for the tournament, for the TNT tournament, you guys can comment who you want below to win. Quite frankly, I don't know who's gonna win yet. I just know I want it to be somebody who's gonna take the title and make something out of it, and not just bring it in and just do absolutely nothing with it. So this is my review for AEW April 15th. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think about the show. I'm out.